All right, so there is something flying through our solar system right now that is not from around here. And as you can imagine, it's causing a massive debate among scientists. So let's dive right into the incredible mystery of this interstellar object known as 3I/Atlas. Because really, that's what this all boils down to. The data we're getting back is so strange, so weird, that it has experts asking a question that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction. Is this thing a natural comet, or did someone or something build it?
So, first, what exactly are we looking at here? Well, we're talking about an interstellar object, and that means it originated from outside our own solar system and is just passing through, a true visitor from another star. Just this past October, 3I/Atlas made its closest approach to the Sun, an event that's called a perihelion. And as it whipped around our star and started heading back out into the void, it did something that just completely baffled the astronomers who were watching it.
Yeah, this was not some quiet little flyby. What our telescopes saw was dramatic, it was powerful, and frankly, a little bit explosive.
All of a sudden, the object just grew these two enormous jets of material spewing out into space. Now, this told scientists that 3I/Atlas was shedding a staggering amount of its own mass. But the scale of these jets is, well, that's what's truly mind-boggling.
I mean, just look at this. The jet that was pointing back towards the sun stretched for an incredible 620,000 miles. To put that in perspective, that's more than twice the distance from the Earth to the moon. Just, wow. But you know what? That wasn't even the bigger shock. The other jet, the one pointing away from the sun, was a staggering 1.86 million miles long. It's an almost unbelievable display. The Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb, he put it best. He said, think of it as fireworks. The object exploded into multiple pieces. And that vivid image, right there, it sets up the first major theory about what this thing is. Okay, so let's look at the most conventional explanation first. Theory number one is that 3I/Atlas is simply a very large, very active natural comet that's come from another star system. Now, this theory relies on a process called sublimation. It's pretty cool, actually. As a comet gets close to the sun, its surface ice doesn't melt. It skips that step entirely and turns directly into a gas, which then erupts violently into space, creating the jets that we see. But for the jets to be that big, the object would need a massive amount of surface area exposed to the sun's heat. Scientists think this could only happen if the original object shattered into tens, maybe more, of smaller fragments. And this theory is supported by some data. A radio telescope detected hydroxyl radicals, which are basically just fragments of water molecules. That suggests a lot of ice was getting vaporized. It seems like a neat explanation, right? But there's a problem. And that problem brings us to the more provocative theory, the one championed by Avi Loeb. What if the object isn't just a simple piece of rock and ice?
Loeb proposes this fascinating alternative. He asks, what if the object didn't explode into dozens of pieces? What if it's still totally intact? Because if that's true, then those jets can't be from sublimation. They have to be something else.
So here's the crucial point. Loeb argues that high-efficiency technological thrusters, think advanced rocket engines, could produce these massive jets using far, far less fuel or mass. This means the object wouldn't need to destroy itself to create this display. It could maintain its integrity. And the biggest piece of evidence for this? On November 5th, after the jets appeared, observations showed no sign of a debris tail. If it had shattered, we'd expect to see a trail of rubble, but there was nothing. So let's just lay it all out, side by side. The massive jets? The natural theory says it's sublimating ice from a bunch of broken pieces. The tech theory says it's powerful thrusters. The object's integrity? The comet theory requires it to have broken apart. The tech theory suggests it would stay intact. And that missing debris tail? That is a major problem for the comet theory, but it fits perfectly with the idea of a single, controlled object. This entire debate is building towards one critical moment, a day, next month, when we might finally get an answer. You know, the timeline of this investigation really shows how the mystery has just gotten deeper. After an initial size estimate back in July, the object made its dramatic solar pass in October. Then, we detected water, which supported the comet theory. But then in early November, we got that contradictory observation, no debris tail. All of this now points to one critical date, December 19th, when 3I/Atlas makes its closest pass by our planet. And that is the moment of truth.
On that day, our two most powerful eyes in the sky, the Hubble and the James Webb Space Telescopes, are going to stare at 3I/Atlas. They're going to try to resolve the central question: is it a cloud of fragments, or is it still a single intact object? The answer to that question will either confirm 3I/Atlas is a strange but natural comet, or it will fuel speculation that we have just been visited by a piece of alien technology. So the question for all of us